Hey guys, welcome to Knowing Woman Tarot. I am Kendra B, and today we are going to be talking about Venus retrograde in Capricorn, honey. So, guess what? This is inevitably going to be a love reading, all right? It's going to be general, it's going to be for the collective, and it's just because I want to give you guys an idea of the opportunities that you're going to have during this retrograde, because retrogrades can get a bad rap and people can tend to get a little nervous about them. So the purpose of this video is to give you more information so you can feel more informed, and to also help you kind of put the fears to the side and push through in a very courageous way as we go through this Venus retrograde. um, the dates for this retrograde is actually going to be December 19th through January 29th. All right. If you do not know what retrograde means, basically it's when a planet slows down to such a slow pace that it appears to be going backwards. Okay. And these are times in astrology where we get to revisit or reassess things depending on where that planet is. On the zodiac wheel, right? So this particular retrograde is going to be in Capricorn. So what does that mean? Capricorn energy is all about foundations, restrictions, business, money. Okay, money. We talk about devil energy. It's also about attachments. Okay, so now we got Venus, the planet of love, abundance, creativity, art, also money, you know. So there are going to be a lot of changes when it comes to the way we relate um, to each other when it comes to these themes, and also directly to the themes such as love, money, art, beauty, blah, blah, blah. All right. So that's just a little beginning note. I do want to go back and pull out a card that came out in the pre-shuffle, and I'm just going to sit it to the side because it was calling me. It was the Five of Earth. And now that I'm thinking about it, Venus being in Capricorn, which is devil energy, this card makes perfect sense how it just jumped out into my lap. I want y'all to look at this. All right. So we got the Five of Earth, right? Now, this is the first thing that comes to mind when I look at this card is beautiful lies. Have you guys been believing beautiful lies when it comes to the company you work for, the company you keep, the relationship you're in, your relationship with money, your relationship with your career, your partner? It automatically feels like there is going to be a shaking of the foundation, okay? And as I say that, I hear this big old jangle truck going by, shaking all out. There is going to be a shaking of foundations, right? So the first thing I want to ask you, let's look and see, because what I like to do with retrogrades is kind of go back to the past and see what I was doing when that planet was last in retrograde, right? So the very last time it was in retrograde was May, June 2020. All right, we all know what was going on then. We was in the thick of the COVID, in the thick of the pandemic. Everything was shut down. People were furloughed, um, out of work. It was a really, really unstable time, right? The foundation literally got rocked on your job and money and abundance, right? And then on top of that, now you're stuck in the house with your significant other and y'all can't avoid nothing. Everything is right there in your face. So if that relationship was built on a faulty foundation, it probably did not make it through the quarantine. Okay. Before that, it Venus was in retrograde October, November 2018. Now, oh wait, going back to May, June 2020, a lot of people found themselves kind of getting into side hustles, creative endeavors, things that they probably hadn't even thought about for years, because guess what? Ain't no way for you to make no money right now unless you're going to get on unemployment, unless you furloughed, unless there was some assistance from the government, or you were an essential worker. So a lot of people found themselves doing creative things to sustain their income, making candles, I started doing tarot readings and making candles, you know? So, okay, that. And then let's go back to October, November 2018. What were you doing? Because let me tell you what I was doing. I was escaping like a thief in the motherfucking night. You hear me? I was married. It was a very tumultuous situation, a lot of anger, a lot of emotional abuse, it was a lot, y'all. And your girl was on her way out the door. When I say I was so motherfucking done, even though I didn't technically leave until like January of 2019, baby, everything started coming to the forefront. I was like, oh, it's a demon up in this relationship. Oh, this relationship was built on lies. Oh, I'm never going to be able to be what this man want me to be, and vice versa. So everything started becoming clear to me in that moment. It's like the relationship just crumbled into dust. So I'm just, sharing because I want you guys to think back to where you were and what you were doing during the retrograde, okay? I also made some notes, so let me just go to my notes and see where we're going here. All right, so we got restrictions in love and money, reassessing relationships, values and love. Also, this retrograde has a very long shadow period, okay? Shadow period is basically like the time before and after an astrological event where you may start to feel the energy subtly, and it gets stronger once the actual event begins, and then the energy kind of wanes down, right? So we actually have a very long shadow period for this particular transit, okay? It started back in mid-November. So again, think back. Did you end a relationship in November? Did you begin a relationship in November? Did an old partner come back in November? Did you quit a job, start a job, reassess how you're going to make your money? Did you pick up something that you may have put down as far as, your work or a creative endeavor? All right. Let's see. So this is going to be in the sign of Capricorn. So Capricorn placements, y'all are probably going to find yourselves a little more withdrawn. Your family members may think of you as distant in this time, and it's just giving like a lot on my mind type of energy. Like y'all really are going to be seriously thinking about how you can better relate, with your partner, and also how you can better utilize your skills and your gifts to make money, okay? What else? Also, so this Venus retrograde can be a little bit, it can be a little hazy, especially during the shadow periods. So it may be a time for a little fling, a little cuffing season, boo, somebody to just kind of slide through, because you're more prone to have your rose-colored glasses on, okay? You're more prone to see people, maybe not for what they are, but for what you wish them to be. So be careful of that. I wouldn't suggest making any big old commitments, like, you know, in love and money during this this Venus retrograde. Keep an eye out for that as well. Let's see. So let's talk about some stabilization energy. I'm gonna get this all out and then we're gonna start pulling some cards, okay? I want to talk about the fact that we are really going to be stabilizing some things. Whenever there are transits around Capricorn, Pluto, even Uranus, you're going to see a real kind of shaking of the foundation and a rebuilding and stabilizing energy, right? And we have all those energies at play, which I will get into in a minute. So if you were one of those people who started a creative endeavor back in May or June of 2020, you may start to find that you're getting more serious about it, that you're actually starting to make money from it now, that people are actually taking notice, that you have gotten an LLC, that you are attracting people into your brand or your company to kind of help you stabilize it. Also, let me say this. I did all of my December readings. They are up and ready to be viewed. But I definitely, even if you're not a Pisces, I want you to go and watch that Pisces reading because it has Venus retrograde all over it. Okay? Like, as soon as I started researching, because I'm not an astrologer in any form, shape, or fashion. So I have people that I like to go and kind of get my information from here on YouTube, and I love Cafe Astrology. So I definitely have different people that I go to kind of get my information. So please know, a lot of this is secondhand and a lot of it is intuitive. I will leave some links below for you guys if you want to actually go to the professionals and get more in depth on um, the astrology of it all. Okay. So back to stabilization. Okay. If you're one of these people who started that creative endeavor back in 2020, yes, you're seeing it stabilize right now. If you had a person that you were dealing with and y'all recently got back together from a breakup, y'all are going to start solidifying things right now. Okay? You're going to start to be like, can I see myself with this man for 10 years, 20 years, for the rest of my life? Is this girl going to get on my nerves? You know, so just know that we've got some stabilizing energy. Also, we got some Venus conjuncts Pluto activity. I definitely want to get into that really quick, guys, because I was in my bed yesterday, and actually this was last night, the 12th, December 12th, because today is December 13th. Venus conjunct is going to be happening 2 times in, I'm sorry, wait. Venus conjunct Pluto is going to be happening 2 times in December. All right, it's already happened once, December 11th. It's going to happen again on Christmas Day. All right. Pluto, Pluto. Pluto is about death, rebirth, transformation, your deepest, darkest desires, fears, things that you may not share with people, your subconscious, right? There are some good things that can happen during this transit. But what I want you to realize right now is the importance of your intuition, third eye energy, throat chakra energy, okay? If you see it, speak it. Now is not the time to ignore your feelings and intuition, okay? I say that to say, when I was laying in bed last night, I pulled up Instagram, and the first thing that popped up was on the Shade Room about this dude who fucking murdered his baby mama and his ex-wife on Facebook Live. Now, this is the dark side. I'm not trying to scare anybody, okay? Because I'm just saying this to say, because when I was leaving my relationship, that's the type of energy that I was getting. He wasn't putting his hands on me. He wasn't necessarily doing nothing like overtly abusive, but the feelings that I got in that time was super unsafe. I did not feel safe, and I couldn't understand why. So like I said, this started in November. By January, I was out that bitch. Okay? Living in my fucking makeup studio. I didn't care where the fuck I had to go. I just had to get the fuck away. All right? So I say that to say that around this time, the 11th and the 25th, Venus conjuncts Pluto. And that just means they linking up, they close together. So, you know, they working together to get some things done. So yeah, if you got a feeling, if you feeling like something ain't right, go. Leave. Don't hesitate. Because dangerous things can happen because you don't know what's in people's subconscious. You don't know how they're feeling. You don't know how deep their hurts run. So just be mindful and be careful. And with that being said, let's just say a little prayer. Okay? Lord, we ask that you protect us in this time. We ask that you heighten our sensitivity in our bodies. Bless us with the gift of intuition, and just allow us to use that intuition to protect the ones we love and to protect ourselves in this time. May we be honest and open with ourselves. May we put ourselves first. May we make the best decisions for our life and no one else at this time, because that's very important. I know it sounds selfish, but I'm the kind of person, I love astrology, but astrology is not a hard written rule. Just because you have these transits coming around doesn't mean that you're just subject to them. Okay, so when it comes up for me, first thing I do is pray. Second thing I do is make me a mantra. Okay, I am protected. I am safe in my body. I trust my body. I trust my intuition. I am listening. May my spirit guides be with me. All right, so get your mantras together, guys. All right, let's see what else we got in the notes before we move on to the reading. Oh, I wrote a note. I said, if you don't end it, Pluto will, and he gonna do it on Front Street. So, if you got a job that you hanging on by a thread, and you know these people ain't shit, and you know they don't care about you, your future, your babies, no nothing, either you gonna walk away from it into what spirit has for you, or you just might get thrown out into the street for everybody to see. Because the thing about Pluto is, Pluto don't give a damn. Pluto is the Grim Reaper. Pluto is death and taxes. That's two things for sure. Gonna keep on going, right? So you don't want Pluto to end it for you. You want to be in agreement with Pluto and be like, all right, my brother, I hear you. Let's do this together. And you use that Pluto energy to your advantage to end it on your terms. All right? Let's get into a read. Let's get into a read. Okay. All right. So we already got this little fella on the board. I'm going to keep him there. All right. Let's round out this overall energy for Venus in retrograde 2021-2022. Give us an overall general message for the collective. An overall general message for the collective. We are building overall energy for this Venus retrograde 2021-2022. There's that peacock again, and we got the star. All right. This is giving me truth. It's giving me honesty. It's giving me follow your own compass. It's giving me trust. It's definitely giving me artistic and creative endeavors, and really just getting back to your own direction. This time is not going to be about doing what somebody else wants you to do. You know, I do feel like a lot of us are releasing attachments right now. Some of you got married for security. Some of you got married because you were afraid you were going to be alone. Some of you got married because you thought you were getting too old and you was ready to have a baby. And that's cool and fine if you can get into that relationship and find some honesty and find some truth and find a true connection. But for the ones of you who have not, this is a message to really find your center and follow your North Star. Because this Venus retrograde period is trying to lead you away from negative attachments. Shall we read? I'll read the peacock first. Flaunting its painted fan of brilliantly colored feathers, the peacock is associated with beauty, boldness, vision, prosperity, royalty, spirituality, and watchfulness. This opulent spirit moves with grace, confidence, and a sense of its own grandness. It's definitely giving Taurus vibes, which is ruled by Venus, okay? Its harsh voice may seem incongruent with the rest of its beauty. That voice, okay? Okay, I like that. But the peacock reminds that we are all a mixture of traits and qualities that some may admire and others may abhor. That's the other thing about Venus conjunct Pluto. That's going to be a time when you are either deeply drawn to someone and you don't know why, or you're just repelled, like, ugh. And you got to pay attention to that. You really got to pay attention to that. You don't need no reason. You don't need no rhyme. Just pay attention to your feelings, okay? All right. Lore surrounding the phenomenon of peacocks killing and eating poisonous serpents suggests that things we fear may be used to transform and strengthen us. Pluto energy. Self love is a radical act that defies society's standards and boxes. Rather than focusing on things you perceive as negative, honor your whole self as a beautiful being, flaws and all. Come on, Jesus. Yes. There is bold glamour magic in physically altering your appearance. Makeup, fancy dresses, costuming, and other physical touch ups can all have a deeper positive impact, especially when we're feeling down or dissociated from our bodies. See, I put my eyelashes on for y'all. I put my earrings on for y'all. We got the evil eye of protection, honey. And I put my stone of abundance on today. I did that all for you. Okay, all for the Venus. All right. Again, this card came out for me in Pisces reading too, I do believe. I'm telling y'all, that Pisces reading was a whole vibe. All right, let's go to the star. The star. Our ancestors have long oriented themselves by using stars, using them as guides to travel long distances over land and sea. It's giving Jupiter, Sagittarius vibes as well. In rights, star is the term that describes what guides our path, the morals and ethics we use to navigate the world against us. Stars illuminate our own journey, even in the darkest of times. Look at those two positive cards sitting next to this raggedy motherfucker right here. This is Capricorn energy. He ain't gonna let you go easy. He ain't gonna let you go easy. You're gonna have to get Pluto involved. You're gonna have to call the Grim Reaper. You're gonna have to call him. All right, the stars do not reside only in the sky above. They are all around us. When you feel alone or in the dark, look to find the light of the stars reflected in the people around you. Be mindful of false stars. Fear, hatred, insecurity, jealousy, and greed are trials we face on our human journey, but they should not be our guiding factors. Maybe Spirit is speaking on this day. All right, I got chills, and they multiplying. All right, let's see what is crowning the collective during this time. What should we be focused on? Consequences of your actions, baby. Ain't no way you gonna outrun some consequences. You ain't never gonna get nothing without giving up something. So what are you giving up to stay in this relationship? What are you giving up to get that bag? What are you giving up to go clock in on that job? That's also an 8. Very abundant. Oh, we're also talking about 8th house. Thank you, Spirit. Check your 8th house at this time to figure out what exactly your focus should be for this Venus in retrograde. Okay. I'm just starting to get into the houses and kind of figure out how they work and what they represent. So here's an example of how you can find your 8th house, right? So what we want to do is find out where Capricorn lies in our houses, right? In the 8th house. So if you have your natal chart, you go look on at your houses, it'll tell you, the signs or whatever. But an easy way to figure it out, let's see, I'm a Gemini, right? So we're just going to count out until we get to Capricorn. So Gemini, wait, Taurus. No, wait. Hold on. Okay. Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. What's after Libra? That's September, October. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. No, I think you started your sign. Hold on. Gemini. Okay, so that's 1. And then we got Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn. So Capricorn falls in my 8th house. All right, y'all get that? Start at your sign, count out until you get to Capricorn. And that'll tell you where your 8th house is. I do believe. Again, I'm going to give you a link to the actual astrologers to help you with this shit. But basically, Figure out what Capricorn is in your chart, or what's in your 8th house, and you will figure out what your focus needs to be. All right. So we also talking about consequences. Let's get a clarifier for this 8 of air. 8 of air. 8 of air. We got 2 cards. We got the Queen of Fire, and we got the 9 of air. So the 9 of air is basically illumination. Finally figuring something out, something becoming crystal clear to you, and you feeling like you finally have control over it. What's going to get you there? The Queen of Fire. This is a feminine presence, but it's also very dynamic, fiery, feisty, leadership qualities type of queen. All right, she's about her business. She's about taking action. Have no fear. The Queen of Fire is here. So we're going to face these things head on. Once you figure out this 8th house Capricorn energy, you're going to know exactly where you need to go. So definitely get into that. Once you figure out what you're giving up and if it's worth it, if you're truly getting what you desire, if this outcome of the relationship or your job is truly aligned with you, that's what this is for. That's the whole point. It's not to hurt you. It's not to scare you. It's not to do any of these things. It is to help you get to your highest good, to your highest self, to your highest purpose. Give me something for our crossing position. Who told you you didn't have a choice? They trying to indoctrinate you to believe that this is what women do. They're trying to indoctrinate you to believe that women don't have a voice in relationships. That you got to let that man lead you. That might be what he's telling you. Because that's what my husband was telling me. That's what kept me there so long. I wanted to be a submissive wife. Okay? So it's some indoctrination that needs to be questioned. I feel like there's somebody using your beliefs against you. So again, let's go back up to the crowning position. What you believe about yourself is what you're going to attract, right? So if you believe that you're unworthy of abundance, then it's going to be very easy for you to stay in a job that's not paying you the dividends that you would like. So they're using your belief against you. They're making you believe that the unemployment rate is high and that ain't no jobs out here and that you can't make it off that clock. You can't make it outside that marriage. Don't nobody want to hear you singing. Don't nobody want your art, girl. You better work that job. Lies. You have a choice. I also feel like this is going to be a time for us to really rethink relationships roles, how we deal with each other, how our own masculine and feminine energies are interacting within us as a being. We're about to make a giant shift in masculine and feminine energy at this time. It's going to be a big shift. Subconscious destiny. Baby, when I say Venus retrograde, is all about fated events. Listen, because spirit can let you play around. You got free will. You got free will on this planet here. They're going to let you play around and make these decisions and do everything you want to do. But now it's time to pay the piper. Because when the energy starts shifting, when you get into that fated or major arcana energy in the tarot, it was predestined. It was we already knew this was going to happen before you was born. At this time, we knew this energy was coming in. So wherever you at, whatever you doing, it's time to pay the piper. Is this where you want to be? because spirit knows that's not where you're supposed to be. So if you don't get up off your ass on your own volition, then maybe your boat gonna sink. You might break a leg. You might get into an accident. You might. I'm not trying to scare y'all. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but your choice is your lifeboat. We ain't got time to play. We don't have time to play. This is serious business. Serious business. Give me one more for the subconscious. Give me one more for the subconscious. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Fear not. Fear not. Fear not. And pray. You are not alone. You are not alone. I don't care how deep your grief is. I don't care how deep your sadness is. How dark it is. There is light. You just got to have the eyes to see it. You got to have the confidence to know that you're worthy of it. You can do this. Recent past. So we getting down to the wire. I feel like a lot of you are already feeling the tension rising in your relationships, on your job. It feels very repetitive. Like this cycle has been going on for a very long time with a lot of you. I'm also getting pitting two people against each other. Like pitting the masculine against the feminine, pitting black against white, pitting, feminists against misogynists. It just feels very divisive. And spirit is wanting to step in and be like, this has to stop. That's what this fated and destined event is all about. Breaking this pattern and breaking this cycle. I'm going to read on this card just a little bit. Six of Fire. Six of Fire. Six of Fire. Let me let you see it. Healing, mediation, negotiation, arbitration, truce, boundary, support, diplomacy. Resolution is needed. Communication and diplomacy are required. Be willing to make concession. Let go of bias. Be open-minded. Two sides to every disagreement. Know the facts. Understand your rights. Don't be stubborn. The Six of Fire represents a time of healing through mediation, negotiation, or arbitration. It is a time when communication and diplomacy are required in order to end a conflict or dispute. So somebody might have stepped in and made you see that something was wrong here. They've been trying to tell you, but now you're starting to be like, ooh, maybe it is. Maybe it is something going on here. That's the first step. Near future. Let me get one more for the Six of Fire. Let me get one more clarifier. Can it be any more clear? The counselor. You might have been trying counseling in this relationship. You might have had to do an arbitration on your job for a workman's comp or unemployment claim, but somebody came up in the middle of this. It could also be a third party relationship where, because again, we got some old boyfriends and exes and things coming back into the picture. So you might have thought you could do this. You might have thought you could keep going in this relationship because we got kids and we got businesses, we got this and we got that. But now this old lover is back, and he or she has got you rethinking things like, because you want peace. I'm looking at the difference in the card. Look at the heat over here and look at the peace and the calm over here. All right. Recent future. Ooh. All right, we got the Ten of Water. She looks pleasant, enjoying what she's doing, going with the flow. Where my other card go? Jesus. Where you go, baby? Oh, she fell in the bed, Lord. Hold on. All right. Oh, and then we got the Scribe. All right. I feel like going forward, because this is fated, because this is destined, you're going to need to trust a little bit. You're going to have to relinquish control. I need you to focus on what comes easy to you. So if you are a creative, create. If you're a mother, mother. Focus on your gifts and allow these things to fall away. Let's read. I'm just going to do a quick little scan. All right, we got a 10 and we got a 12, by the way, in case you guys are into numbers and numerology. Okay. Oh, that's an air card. What am I doing? 11 of air. 11 of air. Where you at, dog? Damn. There he is. Okay. The scribe, record keeper, information, knowledge, tradition, history, personal history, preservation, censorship. Look for an unbiased source. Be objective and seek multiple perspectives. Visit the library or archives. So you might be looking back into some old relationships and patterns. Things that you let slide. Things that you let go. They starting to build up a little resentment, huh? When the scribe appears in your reading, he symbolizes the importance of documenting your life journey. Whether it be through photos, a journal, a blog, or video, record your story so it can be enjoyed and remembered, and do it in a manner that can be safely preserved. Write your thoughts down on paper, keep scrapbooks full of photos and thoughts about your favorite experiences. Yeah. What Erica Badu say, it ain't real unless it's written, right? Write that shit down. You might need to be writing down your feelings. You could be actually writing a book. It's also giving being the author of your own story. Let's read this Five of Water. How many minutes we've been? Oh, almost 40 minutes. Okay. All right, we're going to bring it on down. 10 of water, not 5. 10 of water. Universal love, divine connection, centeredness, serenity, peace, oneness, boundaries, disruption. Truly living in the present, a feeling of divine connection, a time of serenity and ease. Power born of knowledge and understanding, a positive emotional state. The power to consciously project your energy. Say no to disruptive influences, giving life and power to shadows. Interesting. Let's get one more. One more for recent, near future, emotions. All right, so you are going to be in a place where you're going to find joy. You're going to find peace. You're going, and this is where spirit is trying to lead you to. But first, you have to delve into these negative emotions. All right? You have to use your voice, use your will, use your choice, and delve into the real of the real. All right, let's get into the attitude. Overall attitude for this Venus retrograde in Capricorn, Venus retrograde in Capricorn, Venus retrograde in Capricorn. Attitude. Oh, why? Hold on. All right, we got balancing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Look. Emotion and intellect, masculine, feminine balancing, and also abundance. Venus retrograde say, baby, I ain't trying to hurt you. I ain't trying to hurt you. I ain't trying to ruin your life. I'm trying to bring you balance, because in balance is abundance. You don't even know how powerful you are, but you're going to find out. It may look a little tumultuous. It may be a little scary. But baby doll, I'm coming up. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. That is the 8 of fire. This is about, what do you call it? Like a burst of energy. This is the phoenix rising from the flame. This is the person you always wanted to be. This is your light. This is your truth. This is you shining on them boys. But what are the hopes and fears, though? Hopes and fears, 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 hopes and fears during this Mercury retrograde. Pluto. Pluto, death and rebirth. You better be scared. No, don't be scared. You don't have to be scared. But I understand how you could be. That Pluto energy ain't no punk, baby doll. That's some hard lessons. That's those ancestors that smoked pipes and drank yak. That's the Grim Reaper. That's that serpent energy. But you can't have life if you ain't got death. Let it die. Make Pluto your friend. Agree to take that knife and get the jugging and stabbing all this shit around you that ain't working. Because if Pluto do it, it's going to be ugly. Thoughts. Thought is in your outcome, because that's where a lot of this change is going to happen, is within your thought processes. We got some hidden thoughts that are leading you to making decisions and therefore taking action on things that do not serve you. So Pluto is trying to kill some thoughts in some of y'all. This thought that there is scarcity and lack. This thought that you're not going to be able to find no another man, no another job. This thought that you're not worthy of love. This thought that you're not beautiful and imaginative and creative and capable. We are killing that. Give me one more. I hear you talking. Give me one more. Y'all done gave me a headache. Baby. Because I knew they wanted to end on a better note, because I'm up here being all ridiculous and scaring y'all and shit. So it's all love. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for the elements. These are my advice cards. Advice from the Work Your Light Oracle. Give me something for water signs. Give me something for water signs. Water signs, we have Yes and Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. The Yes card is very simple. Just say yes. Thinking back to my water sign readings, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that was definitely a theme. Just pushing through the fear and saying yes. Sisterhood of the Rose. Let's read. Sisterhood of the Rose. Where are you, darling? There she is. The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross section of ancient lineages, it is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and sacred geometry of all life. You are being called to notice the beauty around you. You, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature as all the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering, spend time admiring her creations. Get you some plants. I just saw somebody really just kind of doting on some plants and it was really cute. Spend time admiring her creations and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and to contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way, too. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more and shift in vibration that can be felt. Beautiful. Earth energy. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Page 62. Life is always moving. If you resist this ever-changing flow, the energy will become stagnant and you will fall out of flow with the universe. The universe has a mysterious, intelligent force, a natural, rhythmic beat that governs all of life. One of the best ways to shift your energy frequency and vibration is to put on some music and dance along with it. When we dance unrestrained, our spirit takes over, and with each new bop, sway, and kick, we are rocked back into harmony with the rest of life. Get unstuck by doing something that shifts your vibration. Put on some music. Join a pole dancing class. In doing so, your body will begin to learn how to be moved by your intuition, which is connected with this systemic beat. If dancing isn't your thing, then simply do something that you would not usually do to shift your energy. You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it, and you cannot attract a different experience without changing your energy first. It's time to shift things up and to find a way to dance along with the beat of life. Beautiful. Air signs. Air signs, air signs, air signs. What do we got for the air signs? Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Trust the niggle. Trust the niggle. Trust the niggle, number 52. That niggling feeling, that annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying niggling feeling, try as you might, it's there. And it ain't going nowhere. Most people spend years ignoring their niggling feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rational to numb them out. It's exhausting. And until you face the niggle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it, to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. the relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact, it is the body that is the intuitive one. Working through our senses to deliver vibrational information, it takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. You are being called to face the niggle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path, and then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Great. Fire signs, fire signs, fire signs. Fire signs, fire signs. Play. Have fun. Don't be so serious. Stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. You are being called to rest and play and learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh, the best medicine around. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. When you do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Spend more time doing things just because you love to do them, just because they bring you joy and light you up. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. For when you are lit up, you are in your spirit. And when you are in your spirit, you fall into the flow of life. If you have been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you've come. All that you've achieved, don't rush on to the next thing. Take a moment to throw a party, go on vacation, or have some fun. All right, guys, I'm going to end this reading by reminding you that we do have a full moon in Gemini on December 18th or 19th, depending on where you are in the world. And I feel like Gemini is going to be the sign that's going to be delivering your trick or treat. I'm gonna call it that, since we're dealing with Pluto energy. So we talking about consequences, right? Now is your time to get into alignment with the things that bring you joy and detach from the things that do not. Okay, because when Gemini shows up on this full moon, I'm getting I'm getting the saying, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, because that Gemini energy is going to deliver something to you, and whether it's good or bad, it's up to you. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.